Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a look outside our weather window at one of our favorite Sky-Fi tower cameras, courtesy of Localtel, and that's the one that's on Wenatchee Heights. That's our cross camera looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. To your left, the city of Wenatchee. To your right, the city of East Wenatchee. And of course, the Columbia River. Not a bad day today. We did see mostly sunshine, but you can see some clouds did move in this afternoon, kept our temperature down. We're seeing a pretty cool northwesterly flow right now. But I'll tell you what, as we get into our Independence Day holiday weekend, things look beautiful with lots of sunshine and afternoon temperatures anywhere between 80 and 90 degrees. And we'll talk much more weekend weather and beyond coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Tuesday evening brush fire threatened homes near the town of Cooley Dam. An Army sergeant is charged with multiple charges of voyeurism for allegedly spying on housemates with a hidden camera while they vacationed in Chelan County. And the Washington State Charter School Commission has given its approval for Wenatchee's proposed first charter school. But first, we begin tonight. 5 people were injured and traffic was tied up for nearly 3 hours yesterday afternoon after a 4-vehicle crash on Highway 2 that was just north of East Wenatchee. According to the Washington State Patrol, at around 3:38 yesterday afternoon, a disabled vehicle that was blocking westbound traffic caused the traffic behind it to slow down. A large flatbed truck being driven by 20-year-old Bryce Mallett of Newman Lake failed to slow in time and then rear-ended a Ford Crown Victoria that subsequently struck the car in front of it. The flatbed then crossed into the opposing lane and struck an SUV with 5 occupants head-on. One of the passengers in the SUV, 53-year-old Manuel Leonardo Flores of Mexico, was transferred to Central Washington Hospital before being airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in critical condition. The other 4 occupants were transported to Central Washington Hospital with various injuries. Neither Mallett nor the 6 occupants in the other vehicles were injured. 3 of the 5 injured in the SUV were not wearing seat belts. Mallett faces charges of driving too fast for conditions. Well, a Tuesday evening brush fire threatened homes near the town of Cooley Dam starting about 7:30 p.m. Ultimately, no structures were lost. The fire burned onto the Colville Reservation where crews from the tribes were still working today to contain further spread. The size was still listed as 1 acre by this afternoon. The cause is not yet known. In other news, an Army sergeant is charged with multiple charges of voyeurism for allegedly spying on housemates with a hidden camera while they vacationed in Chelan County. Stephen Jacob Olson, who's 29, faces 5 felony counts after vacationers found a hidden camera in the bathroom of their rental home last December. Sheriff's deputies who reviewed the camera card said it contained videos of people using the bathroom at that rental house located up Blewett Pass. Olson is stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord. He was summoned to appear in Chelan County Court today. Deputies said the U.S. Army is conducting a parallel investigation. Well, the Washington Charter School Commission has given its approval for Wenatchee's proposed charter school. Pinnacles Prep received the word last week that it can go forward with its plans to have Wenatchee's first charter school up and operating by the fall of 2021. The school will begin with grades 6 and 7, but eventually serve grades 6 through 12. Former Wenatchee School District Science Coordinator Jill Fenice will be the school's first principal. Well, coming up next, a U.S. Postal Service employee in Wenatchee has now tested positive for COVID-19. Retired General and former Secretary of Defense James Mattis is a lifelong Tri-Cities resident, and he has specific thoughts about wearing a face covering in public. Sean Bradford of Wenatchee would like to know who or what has been showing up at his backyard at night. We'll tell you about that. And 2 sheriff sergeants had their last day of service yesterday, one in Chelan County and one in Douglas County. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Coming Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, the U.S. Postal Service says a Wenatchee staff member has fallen ill with COVID-19. USPS spokesman Ernie Swanson says the employee is not a mail carrier and is recovering at home. All areas where the employee worked have been sanitized and no other staffers have shown symptoms. The discovery is not expected to affect local mail service. The Chelan and Douglas County region is quickly moving forward. 600 confirmed cases of coronavirus. As of this morning, 587 cases have been detected, almost half of them among people between the ages of 20 and 39. 9 patients have also died. Well, if you won't take the advice of the governor or the health secretary or your doctor, how about a decorated military hero? Retired General and former Secretary of Defense James Mattis is a lifelong Tri-Cities resident, and he has these thoughts about wearing a face covering in public.
Hello, my fellow Washingtonians. This is Jim Mattis, and I'm here to talk about that nasty virus, COVID. Make sure we're wearing the face mask, we keep the social distancing, and let's not go out any more than we have to. So over the course of my career, I've learned that divisiveness will never work in defeating an enemy. We got to all pull together. We can get through this if we're united, and we're going to win. So let's stick together, Washington, and keep up the good fight until we're on top of this. Thank you.
Sean Bradford of Wenatchee would like to know who or what has been showing up in his backyard at night. Bradford, a Louisiana native who lives on Canyon Creek Drive, said Tuesday night was the second time his outside camera has recorded a mysterious light.
Okay, last night I was laying down and my backyard camera went off. So, I keep my pad right by me. So if anything happened, it will go off and I can hear it and wake up. So it went off, and I pressed in the backyard camera and the front yard camera, and I went back to the backyard camera, and I seen this light in front of my camera, and I didn't know what it was. It was moving, shaking, moving, and I woke up my wife, and I said, look. And she asked me, what is that? I said, I don't know what it is. So I went to the windows to look out to see what it is, and I didn't see nothing then. But, it kept moving. You can see, if you see the video, it's moving around. And then I went and I looked in several windows, and I didn't see it anymore. But I don't know what that is. I can't figure it out.
And the mystery continues. 2 sheriff sergeants had their last day of service yesterday, one in Chelan County and one in Douglas County. Sergeant Andy Zimmerman stepped down after 30 years patrolling the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, and Douglas County Sergeant Rich Poppy said farewell by radio after more than 20 years.
I wanted to thank everyone at your office and all the surrounding Your selfless and courageous tour has concluded. You will always be a part of our law enforcement community, and we wish you the best in retirement.
Congratulations to both officers. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait, the sale is going on now.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Fireworks are illegal in the city of Wenatchee, but with Walla Walla Point Park closed 4th of July evening, police are expecting a surge in illegal fireworks throughout the city. Captain Edgar Reinfeld told Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz they'll likely be writing a lot of tickets this year.
Well, we're going to be pushing all the celebration out to everywhere, where it's kind of coalesced in recent years mostly to Walla Walla Point Park. I remember back around 2014, 2013, just chaos with a lot of legal and a lot of illegal fireworks all throughout neighborhoods. And a lot of them are illegal because they're dangerous in and of themselves. And it's not about losing fingers, happens, damaging eyes happens. To me, the thing that always bothered me working 4th of July nights, and it seemed like I've worked almost every one of them in my career, is driving through a neighborhood and watching one knucklehead fire aerial fireworks through their neighbor's trees, skipping them off their house, all that. There's amateur hour is bad when fire is involved, and it's definitely been a lot of that for a long, long time. So we've seen that kind of reduce. We expect that to be back very big this year, despite the fact you have to drive quite a ways to buy any. We're already having fireworks complaints every night lately, and it's already started, and it'll continue.
And how do you handle those complaints? Because everybody knows, and we don't want to gild the obvious lily, in the city of Wenatchee, setting off fireworks of any kind is illegal, has been for the last couple of years. Simply can't do it. You guys have more important things to do than on Saturday night. It's a summer Saturday night, it's a holiday. You're going to be busy enough as it is. The last thing you want to do is have to drive around neighborhood to neighborhood and say, knock it off.
And that's the primary outcome, is driving around the neighborhood saying, knock it off. Don't do that. Stop doing something dangerous. Some of the last years before fireworks kind of fell out of favor after the 2015 fire, people kind of got it and went, hey, let's take a step back. 2016, the ban went in place. People took another big step back. And so we've really seen minimal activity in recent years. With this year being so different, we expect to see a lot of activity again. We'll go around where enforcement action is appropriate or necessary based on behavior. We can take some enforcement action. It's primarily fines now. It used to be a criminal citation. You're going to go appear before a judge, but your first offense will be a fine this year. I would not be surprised to see some handed out. And we will have to set up our whatever fireworks bunker collection point. We usually work in conjunction with Chelan County Fire District 1 and collect. I think it was 2014, I alone collected like 300 pounds of illegal fireworks in 3 hours.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecasts. And before we get to those details as we head into this 4th of July weekend, can you believe it's already the 4th of July? Let's take a look outside that weather window. Not a bad day today as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Sky-Fi tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. We call it our cross camera. And boy, isn't it great resolution for this camera? You can almost see the detail in all of the buildings along Wenatchee Avenue and the beautiful Columbia River. We did see some cloudiness out there at times this afternoon. We are seeing a very strong northwesterly flow, and that kept us cool today. In fact, unofficial high today in the Wenatchee Valley, not very warm, only at 75 degrees. That's 8 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. Our normal high now is at 83 degrees. We started off the day about normal at 57, 58 is normal. Once again, record high in that scorching hot year of 1987, 101 degrees, record low 48, and that was set in 1979. Sunrise this morning, 5:08, and the sun will set tonight at 9:01. Let's take a peek at how your Thursday is going to look, and it really isn't going to be bad. That'll be the start of less wind and warmer temperatures as we move our way into the upcoming holiday weekend. 82 Moses Lake, 81 in both Quincy and Ephrata. We'll be right at the 80-degree mark in Wenatchee tomorrow. A little bit cooler, upper 70s, Leavenworth all the way into Omak. A beautiful day up in Lake Wenatchee. Tomorrow's high at 72. Tonight, as we take a look at our surface loop, partly cloudy skies. We're going to continue to see those winds out there. Today, though, not as bad as we've seen. Tonight, about 5 to 15 miles an hour in central Washington. Also a few scattered showers around, so maybe a sprinkle or two is possible as some of these darker clouds pass by. But then as we get into Thursday, as I just mentioned, much nicer weather. Sunny, just a little bit breezy. About 5 to 10 miles an hour, maybe around 10 throughout the day, and warmer. And we will continue that warming trend as we get into the end of the week on Friday. All of the western United States seeing beautiful sunny skies and light wind. And look at these temperatures all the way back into the Great Lakes and of course down in the desert Southwest, approaching 110 degrees on Friday. For Independence Day then, I hope you have outdoor plans on the agenda for Saturday. Mostly sunny, warmer, definitely barbecue weather around north central Washington, maybe around a Gulf. Just a beautiful day on Saturday with a light breeze out there. We're going to continue that trend on Sunday too with mostly sunny skies and warm temperatures. All of us between 85 and 90 degrees both Saturday and Sunday, and that beautiful weather is going to continue. It's not going anywhere. Sunny, we will still stay above normal as far as temperatures go. All kinds of clear skies around the western U.S. and temperatures once again in north central and eastern Washington into the mid and upper 80s. For Tuesday, we will see a few more clouds move in on Tuesday, a few rain showers and maybe some thunderstorms up north, but we will still stay mild with highs then staying right in those middle 80s. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. 55, the overnight low tonight. Tomorrow, the beginning of a warming trend, as I mentioned, a little bit breezy. 80 for your high tomorrow, 85 on Friday, and then look at that beautiful weekend. Mostly sunny on Saturday and Sunday with highs in the upper 80s, and we're going to stay that way next week too with lots of sunshine both Monday and Tuesday with highs then in the mid to upper 80s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I forgot to lock my Buick.
Parallel parking.
That hot yoga was so hot. Check this out. Cooling seats?
Alexa, ask Buick to start my SUV.
You can do that?
You can do that?
You can't do that.
You can with the Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
What is it to be a volunteer firefighter? Is it the gear, the training, the vehicles you'll learn to drive, the honor of protecting your community? time, energy, sweat, sometimes blood and even tears. Every call may not be a victory. Sometimes you'll walk away wondering if you helped at all. But sometimes you will be a hero.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. The Mariners restart training camp today at T-Mobile Park amid the coronavirus pandemic. Organization has taken extraordinary steps to provide coaches and players a pristine environment in which to work out and prepare for a shortened season. A season that the team feels can be a real chance to reach the playoffs for the first time since 2001.
For the past 3 months, we've been preparing, getting ready for return to baseball here at T-Mobile Park, looking at every aspect of the operation, from access to the building, testing of our staff and players, cleanliness, housekeeping. Again, we want baseball back, but we want everyone to be safe and healthy here inside the ballpark.
I think it's going to be exciting. This is going to be like speed dating baseball. It's going to be a 60-game sprint to the finish. We're going to have a large group of players. You're going to see some young new players. Really excited to see Evan White at first base. Might get a glimpse of some of that young talent like Julio Rodriguez and Jared Kelenic. It's going to be exciting. The rules are going to be different. We're going to have, if we are tied after 9 innings, we're going to have a runner on second. We're going to have all kinds of opportunities to see position players hit when we're on the road, because pitchers don't have to hit in National League parks, finally. I'm excited about it. I think every Mariners fan should be excited about it.
Seattle General Manager Jerry Dipoto says it's a little unnerving not to have a firm schedule yet, but that baseball is doing what it can to protect the health and safety of its players and coaches.
It's all moving quite quickly, and there are many things that we still don't quite have all the answers in place for, but for the most part, the excitement of having the players back and getting the game moving again is certainly creating a new energy, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to start July 23rd or 4th, and it will wrap on September 27th. We'll play a 60-game schedule. And the goal here in operating solely in the West is just to minimize travel, try to promote safety to the extent that we can by not moving the players around as frequently as the normal schedule requires.
Now, all the changes in the world with the pandemic will have a large impact on 4 baseball communities here in Washington. On Tuesday, officials with minor league baseball confirmed that the 2020 season has been canceled. The press release, which shuts down the season for the Everett Aqua Sox, Tacoma Rainiers, Tri-City Dust Devils, and Spokane Indians, said Major League Baseball has informed minor league baseball that it will not be providing its affiliated teams with players this season. This will be the first time without summer baseball in Everett since 1984 and Spokane since 1957. Now, Everett, Spokane, and Tacoma futures are relatively safe moving forward. Tri-City Dust Devils were already facing a possible loss of affiliation from baseball in 2019. With the COVID cancellation, it could spell the end for that franchise. Well, with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and what it's led to, as far as plenty of speculation on potential changes to the start of training camp, NFL announced Monday via a tweet that camp will begin as scheduled on July 28th. As usual, rookies can report early. Now, while the Seahawks had rookies report with the rest of the team for 9 seasons under Pete Carroll and John Schneider, rookies reported a week early last year. Carroll said last year that the early start for rookies was, quote, to give them a runway to prepare for camp. We feel like if we can make sure they're physically ready after the 6-week break, that we can have a better shot of making them physically prepared for the workload they'll get going into camp, end quote. In other sports news, Washington State University athletic budget was in real trouble before the pandemic came along. Now, under the veil of COVID, the deficit at WSU could jump to $102 million by 2022. According to an article in the Spokesman Review today at a recent Board of Regents virtual meeting, the dire numbers were announced without considering a hit by the coronavirus pandemic. Now, according to the report, WSU Athletics is facing a $93.5 million shortfall this year, climbing to $102.7 million by 2022. Athletic Director Pat Chun said his department has modeled out a negative 15% economic impact factor for the upcoming school year, which would translate to about $6.9 million in lost potential revenue. That's if the football season occurs. To handle the deficit in the short term, WSU will siphon $63.3 million from housing and dining, $6.3 million from parking and transportation, $10 million from miscellaneous auxiliaries and self-sustaining activities, and another $14 million from other departments. Well, a stretch of the Columbia River open for sockeye salmon fishing this morning here in our neck of the woods. Now, this is a view of just below Rocky Reach Dam, and earlier this morning I spotted about 6 boats that were trying to troll there just after daylight. As you can see, several of the spillways are open with tons of turbulent water coming through. That makes trolling on the left shoreline there on your screen a little difficult. Anglers may have better luck in the slack water above the dam. There were 3 or 4 boats fishing that area in the noon hour today looking for sockeye. I got a report from below Wanapum that limits were coming in, but boaters were battling not only turbulent water, but high winds down there. Limit is 2 sockeye per day with a minimum of 12 inches in length. Any other salmon caught have to be released. Now, the waters that open today are from Priest Rapids Dam to below Wells Dam. The Brewster Pool's expected to open on July 16th. That's Sports Summer. Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Eric. And finally tonight, Knaps Hill Tunnel on Highway 97A is expected to reopen Friday after being closed since June 15th because of rockslide danger. Lauren Loebsack of WashDOT said work on the hillside stabilization should be finished by Thursday and the tunnel should be reopened sometime that night, but certainly by Friday morning. The project was one of 3 along 97A to deal with the growing problem of large boulders sliding into that highway. Work on other areas was completed June 25th. Though work on all 3 sites had been in the works for months, the Knaps Hill Tunnel was closed early on an emergency basis after repeated slides. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Tomorrow, Thursday, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Of course, now we're halfway through the year. 183 days down, 183 days to go. And in honor of that, tomorrow I'm going to try and do a decent show. Every once in a while, I strike lightning and the show is pretty good. Let's find out together tomorrow, shall we? News, sports, weather, all the things that you need to start your Thursday. Tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we'll be live and local here at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Dan, and best of luck with that. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.